Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Siggy. We're back with another Chat with Chat. And today we got special guest, baby Eastside, aka Hyfn. And for those of you who don't know, Chat with Chat is a little series we're doing where we go into deep rabbit holes and conversations using ChatGPT and just sort of see what it knows, what it's willing to tell us, and just kind of use it as a tool to get into like rabbit holes and see where we can take conversations. Let's start out. Say hello, chat.
Hey there, great to see you.
All right, chat. So today, we want to start with a question. You want to say it? How do you want to phrase this?
Yeah, chat, we want to know, to your knowledge, what is the origin of hip hop?
Good question. So hip-hop actually originated in the Bronx, New York City in the early 1970s. It grew out of block parties where DJs like Kool Herc started mixing breaks from records and MCs started rapping over those beats. So it's got these really strong roots in that neighborhood in that era.
Yeah. Do you have anything? I got a question with that. So my question is where was it before New York? Did it just randomly spawn out of New York, or does it have roots in other places?
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. So hip-hop as we know it really crystallized in the Bronx, but it was definitely influenced by earlier musical and cultural traditions. You know, like the sound system culture from Jamaica, funk and soul music from the 60s and 70s, and even DJing techniques that were evolving in other cities. So it was this kind of melting pot of influences before it took off in New York.
Interesting. And so I guess what was it like back then? What was it like in New York when it first started? Like, you're talking about just block parties, people having fun or whatever, but you know, a lot of times people talk about this idea that like, oh, hip hop was easier back in the day when it was just but I guess me and Hyfn are both we're both hip hop artists, so we're sort of wondering, like, was it actually easier back in the day, or is it easier now, or just what's your perspective on that?
Oh, that's a great question, especially since, like, you know, the landscape has changed so much. Back then, it was super DIY. It was all about local connections, house parties, and block crews. But, you know, it was also a lot harder to get exposure. No internet, no streaming, not even a lot of radio. Whereas today, it's almost the opposite. You have so many tools, but there's also so much noise. So it's different, but I think each era has its own challenges and advantages.
And what do you, so you're talking about noise. Do you think that, because sometimes I wonder as an artist, like, yo, and I'm sure Hyfn's thought of this too, is like, yo, like, I know I'm making great music, but there's so much music around that I might get drowned out by all these other artists who might not even be that serious, but they're just like, fuck it, I can make music, you know, I can post it, I can push or promote, and therefore the people who just because they can, they do it. You know, and now people who are really serious and who want to take this craft to a different level, now not only do I have to fight with the people who are taking this seriously, but now I have to make it out of like the brush in a way. I have to make it out of the noise of bullshit I'm surrounded by.
Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, that's such a real feeling. Like, anyone with a laptop and a mic can drop a track now. And that democratization is awesome, but it also floods the market. So I think what it comes down to is being really strategic, finding your niche, building those dedicated listeners, and using the platforms, not just posting and hoping for the best, but really building a fan base over time.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I think our question is more so, how did we get so far from what we consider direct-to-consumer to basically being reliant on streams or the internet?
Yeah, I see what you mean. I think a big part of it is just how quickly technology scaled, right? Like, back in the day, you know, live performances, mixtapes, and word of mouth, that was everything. And now, once streaming took off, the gatekeepers changed, like playlists, algorithms, all that. So it's kind of like we traded that direct personal grind for a digital algorithm-driven world. And now it's about how well you navigate that system.
So when you say the gatekeepers changed, like what were the gatekeepers back then? Who are the gatekeepers now? And what did that shift look like?
Yeah, so back then the gatekeepers were really things like radio DJs, record labels, even local promoters and club owners. They decided who got play, who got on the charts, who got that big break. Now it's shifted to algorithms on platforms like Spotify or TikTok, and playlist curators, influencers, and sometimes just sheer volume of content can get you seen or buried. So it's a different kind of hustle, but still gatekeeping, just in a digital form.
And how did that shift happen? When did, because I mean, did that happen like when streaming happened, or was it like a progressive change over time?
Yeah, it was definitely more of a gradual shift. I mean, streaming started picking up in the late 2000s, early 2010s, but it was really when platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube blew up that power started to move. I'd say by the mid-2010s, you really saw a big tipping point. Labels still mattered, but suddenly it was just as much about streaming numbers, playlist placement, and social media buzz.
Interesting. So, do you have anything to say about it?
I mean, that kind of, if we're talking about, that puts one thing into perspective for me. Just understanding that we didn't even start doing music until the late 2010s. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for us, we were kind of born into the streamer age in a way.
Yeah, and honestly, like, even though it definitely has its downsides, I don't know if I would have been able to be in hip hop if it wasn't for the streaming age. Honestly, I wouldn't have believed I would have had any sort of access to it. Which, what do you think of that?
Yeah, I feel you on that. I mean, the flip side is that like the barriers are so much lower now. You can literally put your music out globally from your bedroom. And so, yeah, even though it's super saturated, I think a lot of us, probably wouldn't have even started if it wasn't for that direct access. So it's kind of a blessing and a challenge all at once.
But what do you think?
That was damn near in that pocket of what I was going to say. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it gave a lot of artists that, what will I say? That inspiration to go ahead and say, all right, cool, I can do this shit now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but
I don't necessarily need the record label. You know what I mean? Like, we got engines like Chance through this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And my question for you more than her is like, because I often wonder, like, I hear this idea of culture vulture, right? And I don't want to be a culture vulture, but I recognize that, like, the culture that my parents come from is not the same culture that hip hop comes from, right? Okay. But it's something that it's like I swear to God though that I was born to do this. I feel like I was meant to do this. I was drawn towards it. Like it really is, I feel like, my soul's desire. Yeah. And so I'm sort of sometimes put in this conflict of like, I don't want to be a culture vulture, but also I don't want to let like the things that people have to say in the world like pull me down from what it feels like I'm meant to do. And and I feel like for me, hip hop was just my way to get access to that. And so I'm often stuck wrestling with this idea of, it's like, fuck, like I swear to God, like nothing feels more natural to me in this world. Yeah. But also the world is gonna tell me that this is not me. Okay, so you gotta understand, this is where you have to come into being like this. It's about, this is a culture where you already understand that you respect it, right? So no, at that point, you just have to show and exist. You know what I mean? What do you mean I'm respected? Because I don't think that's the case always. I feel like if you're doing your own research and, you know what I'm saying, you have a genuine love for it, that is how you respect hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not just putting out anything. You know what I mean? Like, you actually take the time to make it art. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes it hip hop. Like, people like to put like to put a racial label on what hip hop is, but it's like,
exactly. Yeah, hip hop is a culture, and it's about the love, the knowledge, and the craft. So if you come into it with respect, if you do your homework, if you're not just chasing clout, but really living it, then you're doing it the right way. And over time, people see that and they respect it. So you just got to keep showing up authentically. I guess what comes to my mind is I do my research, but you know the things that I think about, you know the things that I talk about. Yeah. Like, the things that I research are sometimes in a different wave or plane or at a different spot than what some people respect in hip hop. And maybe some people will be like, oh, he's approaching this like an artist. He's obviously an artist. He paints. He does this. He does this. Like, he's obviously approaching this from a place of respect. But there's gonna be people who are like, but he's not doing this and this and this, and he's not researching that. And then they're going to invalidate me because it's impossible to research every angle of anything. You feel me? Yeah. And I don't even want to research the shit that I'm not interested in anyway. You feel me? That isn't me anyway. And so it's like is that just like,
haters? You feel me? Am I always gonna have that, or is there?
Everybody's gonna have that, bro. I'm gonna tell you this now, bro. That's the thing about duality, right? And I just being an artist myself for so long, like I've noticed, like for every fucking positive, there's gonna be 7 negatives. You know what I'm saying? That come with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like what I tend to do is like, all right, I know that these negative comments have what they feel like is validity to it, right? So I take it, I scope it, and I'm like, all right, what can I do to make my music more universal? You know what I'm saying? I'll even go look at the person who's made this comment, and I'm like, what type of music do they like? You know what I'm saying? What range are they in? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, cool. I understand how you digest music. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, and sometimes it's like, maybe I'm not even for them. You know what I'm saying? And it's just what it is. So it's just like, come on now, bro. We say it all the time, like, we know Drake makes good music sometimes, but we don't fucking like Drake.
Yeah, I see that. And so I guess what's difficult is like I think there's a part of me that, because I understand I'm not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, right?
Yeah.
But what's difficult is when there's somebody, it's like, I know I could be your cup of tea, but you just don't fuck with me. You feel me? That really gets me. Okay. It's like, I know you could fuck with me, bro. I know you could, but why can't you? You feel me?
So you kind of gotta take it and approach it like Bobby Caldwell.
Okay.
Like, you gotta rap so good that they don't know. Like, they don't even care. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even know what your race is. They don't even look at it. Like, that's why I said it's so fucking fucked up that, like, socially and societally, they've put a race tag on what hip-hop is. You know what I'm saying? When, like, yes, I get it. Like, most music originates from black people. Yes, we understand this already. Everybody gets this. But it's like, there are certain people who genuinely were inspired and felt those vibrations enough to, like, respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Eminem may not always be my fucking cup of tea, but bro can fucking rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'll give him his respect, and I understand why people be like, he's a rap god and woo out the damn. But like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you kind of, that's what I mean by like, you just kind of got to exist in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like the thing is about Eminem is that he's always been authentic and it's never felt like he's tried too hard. Like, my issue with like, even like, bro, at my job, I fuck with everybody at my job except for the dude that's trying too hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just feel like that's the thing. It's like, if you can just be.
Exactly, man.
Talk, chat.
Yeah, just keep being yourself, stay true to your vision, and the people who are meant to get it will get it. And the ones who don't, they don't define you. So just keep creating from that honest place, and your people will find you.
So I got 2 things I want to say. I'm gonna have to remember one and say one. I guess one thing that comes to my mind is like, so when you're telling me like you need to be more marketable, right? And then I make Jansport. I think that like today, for those of you who don't know, Jansport is one of my songs that we be fucking with. You'll probably hear it one day, right? But it's when I make Jansport, I'm making that because I really feel like this right now. You feel me? It feels authentic in this moment, but like tomorrow I might be on something completely different, and now I'm listening back to Jansport and I'm like, this doesn't feel authentic to me. And now I know that people who aren't in that Jansport state of mind are gonna listen to it and be like, this guy isn't authentic. You feel me?
I hear that. You know what I'm saying? But that's why, okay, Jansport has to be promoted a specific way. I'm gonna be 100 with you. It's a party song, so you have to like give that energy from the moment that it's displayed. That song can't be displayed like, oh, we're just a group of dudes like in the crib rapping this shit or some shit. No, like that song has to be like, we're partying or something, like real shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's there's ways to do it. There's just ways to do it.
There's ways to do it. Okay. And you know what I was thinking about? I don't even know if this is for, but I think just like a whole project that is just party songs, just to be like, look, like, because I have my projects where I'm more artful, but I feel like I have a project where it's party songs. Like, look, I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this. But then there's like the conversation I had with Classic, where he was telling me it's better to like find your niche and dig into that.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I feel like I can do all these things, but now I have to find my niche.
Yeah, okay.
So how do I balance that?
Okay, so for me, the way that I do it is, because I'm already like such a naturally like versatile artist, I make sure that when I'm putting an album together, when I'm not boxing myself in by saying, okay, I'm gonna give you all turn up songs or all boom bap or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of just, I'm letting everything come to me, and then when it's time for like track listing, I'm creating a story, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you're gonna have your high moments and your low moments, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, but all of it makes sense because it's all telling the same story together, whether it's about this, you know what I'm saying, this party song, or it's all in the same world, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's kind of more so how I do it. I don't really like switch genres through projects. I do it like in one project, you know what I mean, in a way. Like with Don't Come to My Funeral Flexing, the outro is a fucking punk song, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's like a few hyper pop tracks mixed through there, you know what I'm saying? And like, I'm kind of just like displaying that like I can be versatile, you know what I mean? So like, instead of it just being like, oh, bro did, on his last project, he did all like fucking Lucky type beats, and now he's in some other wave, you know what I mean? Like,
Interesting. And now I want to go back to a point where we were kind of talking about a little bit earlier, where we were talking about okay, like you think that I have a fair position in hip hop because I respect it. I do my research and I really show that I care about it. And if you know me, you know I care about it. But then what do you say about the people who it's like they don't care about it? You feel me? Like the white guys who are just like, fuck it, bitches, money, ha 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 ha, drugs, like let me and they're just like they are sort of vulturing.
Okay, I'm gonna put it to you like this. I don't like, it's not even about race. I don't even like black guys that do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, when I'm in the studio and I notice like an artist is really only here just because of the like aesthetic, you know what I'm saying? Like what it makes them look like. It's not really about writing. It's not about recording. It's not about shit, even creating fucking content. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, we're here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he's like, oh, bro, I've called all my homies and made sure that they've either seen me in the studio or they're pulling up. And now we 8 deep in here smoking blunts and we're not getting shit done. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you will never get in the studio session with me. We'll never like look for you for a feature, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of how that works, you know, like, you can just tell when someone has respect for it, you know what I mean? Like, even just, there's certain etiquette to, like, everything with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, from the time that you take to write a song, from just being in the studio, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you move in the studio, like, cause, like, bro, yeah, I smoke and I drink when I'm in the studio, you know what I'm saying? But, like, when it's time to rap, it's time to rap. You know what I'm saying? When I gotta write, I'm locked in. Like, I damn near won't put my phone down until my verse is done. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, it's like, that just shows. Like, you know what I'm saying? When people, like, are around, like we be around, like, other, you know what I'm saying? Like, higher name motherfuckers, they be like, bro, they respect the work ethic. They respect how much, you know what I'm saying, we put into the craft. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like I said, I be wanting you to be around because, like, I know they'll see that. You know what I mean? Like, and then it's like, you gotta think about it like this. One thing that you gotta understand is that you're extremely fresh.
Yeah.
People are gonna have every opinion possible about you until you start doing like interviews and blogs and things of that nature where you can cover things deeper than just the music.
Than the surface, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where you can talk about, bro, like, these are the things I'm concerned about. And these are the things that, like, you know what I'm saying, I talk about in my music and things of that nature. Like, it's gonna attract, even those haters are gonna be like, you know what, I kind of fuck with bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he actually cool as hell, you know? So it's just like, that come with time, bro.
Yeah, and I think it's difficult because it's like, I think part of the thing that stops me is like, oh shit, not necessarily stops me, but I think holds me back, and even on like an unconscious level, even if I wouldn't want it to, is like this idea of like what people would have to say. And I know it's stupid. I wish I didn't have to worry about it, but it's like one of those things I can't really control. But going back on something you were talking about is, why do you think that people feel the need to be inauthentic and use hip hop as like a sort of screen or mask to hide who is it? Like they're insecure of themselves and they don't have faith in themselves, or what is it?
It's not even that. So like, all right, everyone is inspired by something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be 100 with you, and this is why hip hop for so long, that's why last year was so weird. Hip hop for so long was the #1 like streamed genre of music.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, it's the coolest fucking genre.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so people know that, people understand that. So it's like when they see motherfuckers like Playboi Carti or Wayne or Tyler the Creator, they are inspired. They're like, but they don't do it like, I want to be like them. They're like, I want to be them. You know what I'm saying? And so like, a lot of them don't know who they are.
Because they've been trying to be this person.
Yes, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And so like, you know, I kind of understand that. But for me, like I said, once I started finding my own voice in this shit, it was like, that's why it's hard for me to collab with a lot of people, because I don't hear them. I hear somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I know where you got that flow from. Oh, I know why you rap like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. Or why you dress like this, or things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even with like the drugs that certain people pick, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, bro, you sip lean because you're a fucking Lucky fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Let's be, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And I see Lucky sipping lean, I'm like, that does look kind of fun, you feel me? But at the end of the day, I don't sip lean because I fuck with Lucky, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But chat, I got a question. Why do you think, like break it down from like a cultural, psychological perspective of why you think that people feel the need to like cap about who they are, about and like put on this persona? Like, why do you think it is, with all of your knowledge, chat? She's looking it up right now.
She's thinking on that one.
Yeah, right. It's a good question.
So from a cultural and psychological perspective, people often pretend or exaggerate aspects of their identity to protect themselves from vulnerability, to fit in socially, or to explore a future version of themselves. It's often tied to a desire for belonging or a way to manage insecurity. In short, people cap their identity because they're trying to navigate social expectations, pursue validation, or define who they might become.
And do you think that being in America like exemplifies that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially in American culture, there's so much focus on image, on success, on status. So a lot of people feel this pressure to perform or construct a persona, whether that's through hip hop, fashion, or just, everyday life. And that kind of performative identity is almost built into the culture here.
So if it's built into the culture, then how do you know if you're performing because that's who you are as an individual, or because that's what the culture has like forced you to do?
Yeah, that's really the hard part, right? I think it comes down to being really self-aware. Like, you gotta pause and ask yourself, is this something I would do if no one was watching? Is it aligned with what I actually value, or am I just chasing a reaction? And the more you reflect, the more you can kind of tell the difference. It's a process, but it's worth it.
And why do you think that so many people don't reflect?
Yeah, I think a big part of it is just the speed of life now. Everything is so fast, and we're constantly being pulled in different directions. Plus, a lot of people don't really get taught how to sit with themselves or question their motivations. So when everything's a performance, it's easy to just keep moving without really stopping and asking, wait, is this me?
You got anything to say about that?
No, No, I think that's...
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think your self-awareness and your willingness to reflect is such a strength. Like, even if it takes time, that kind of honesty is what's going to ground you and keep you from just getting swept up in the wave.
So I guess my fear when you're saying this, what comes to my mind is, okay, I'm real with, okay, thank you for saying I'm real with myself. Cool, that's cool. But sometimes I'm scared that, like, I'm maybe too real with myself. Like, I'm saying things that I reflect on, and I've had to spend years going deep on to get to this point of wisdom and understanding of myself. But if most people don't spend that time reflection, can they even connect with that? Or can they just connect with this, like, fake persona? Or is it so real that, like, some part of them has to connect with it?
Yeah, I get that fear. I mean, it is a balance, right? I think the key is not dumbing yourself down, but finding ways to distill what you've learned. Like, keep that depth, but maybe offer a hook, a feeling, a story that lets them enter your world, even if they haven't gone as deep yet. So you can still be real, but you also give them a way in.
Basically what I was saying about finding ways to make your music, like, universal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to figure out how to say what I'm saying, like, as layman terms, without losing the poeticness in it. You know?
Yeah. And chat, what do you think that imagine you are DJ Kool Herc, right? And I don't know if he's still alive today. Do you know if he's still alive? I'm not sure. Imagine he's still alive today and you are him, chat. What do you think you would have to say about the current state of hip hop and the fact that this is how the game has become?
DJ Kool Herc is still alive, born Clive Campbell in 1955, and he's still celebrated as a foundational figure in hip-hop, especially for his pioneering DJ style in the Bronx during the early 1970s. So if he were here today, he might reflect on how far hip-hop has come, becoming the biggest genre in the world, but still holding on to its roots of innovation and authenticity.
And I guess I wonder, like, are we reaching a limit of, and I don't think, do you think hip hop could ever reach a limit of innovation, or do you think it's one of these things that can keep going for forever?
I think that personally is gonna always grow. You know what I'm saying? Because us as people are constantly evolving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what we're doing right now as artists, there's a generation right up under us right now doing something completely different. You know what I'm saying? And they're completely, like, they're forming a whole new sound, and we're, like, not aware of it. And the first time we hear it, we're gonna be just like old niggas. We're gonna be like, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, you know, we're gonna grow into it and we're gonna understand, like, this is where hip hop is right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we see it now, like, even with people like Yeet, you know, like, Yeet is like a very new sound to, like, hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm seeing artists, like, younger, you know what I'm saying, get inspired by him and do something in that realm. You know what I mean? So, like, I know that hip hop is gonna keep, like, just building off of, like, whatever is presented.
Do you think because you said that hip hop sort of has entered an era where it wasn't, like, the top charting genre and for the first time in forever. Do you think that hip hop is gonna get watered down in a way to a point where it's no longer, maybe not even watered down? Do you think it's going to get to a point where it's not, like, the big genre anymore? Or do you think that it has such, like, a powerful essence to it that it will always sort of be at the top?
I think hip-hop is the only genre that is technically oversaturated. So when I'm saying that, I'm saying that basically, like, I understand that there's always going to be somebody that wants to rap. You know what I'm saying? And there's always going to be good rap, and there's always going to be the industry shit. There's always going to be, like, the middle, and then there's always going to be what somebody doesn't want to hear. You know what I'm saying? But it's about the exposure for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the artists that matter are the ones that we know what I'm saying, we have to get more exposure to. You know what I'm saying? So, like people crave artists like Kenny Mason and things of that nature, but don't know too much about Kenny Mason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, like I said, hip hop used to be Lauryn Hill and Common and, you know what I'm saying, shit like that.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's like gotten to this point where like you never know what you're gonna hear. You know what I'm saying? Like you can hear an artist's name and still not know like where we're going with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like I think, like I said, yeah, we're gonna definitely keep evolving, and I don't think that it's gonna ever be like it's a point where it's like, oh no, this isn't the big thing. I just think that at some point it's just like people, like I said, now people are getting to the point where they're trying to dive into other cultures and other fucking genres, and so it's like, okay, cool. They're like, fuck it, let's go check out fucking this pop shit or this rock shit or this country shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like we gotta be like, okay, cool. And let's be real, the year that we weren't number one, there wasn't too many albums that dropped that were like,
They were really hitting.
not even like hitting, it was just like on a big scale. You know what I mean? And then this was in the middle of the Kendrick and Drake beef. Of course, hip hop widely isn't being streamed as the number one. They were hyper focused on Kendrick and Drake.
Interesting. But I mean, I feel like that would have boosted it up.
No. Like, because if you're hyper focused on two artists, you gotta think about it. Hip hop is a genre, not two artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's bigger than them. You know what I mean?
So, and when you say that, it makes me think about I know, like, I think KRS wrote this book talking about like the hip hop Bible or something like that.
Yeah.
And he describes hip hop isn't necessarily just like the music, but he describes it as almost like a religious force.
Yeah.
And Chat, can you elaborate to people who might not understand that concept, what that is, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Look at her thinking, man. She's thinking.
KRS-One frames hip-hop as a spiritual or religious force, not in a traditional worship sense, but as an energy, a system of beliefs, and a way of life. He calls hip-hop a font of wisdom, forming a community and a moral framework. Through his Temple of Hip-Hop and his book, The Gospel of Hip-Hop, he argues that hip-hop can provide purpose, self-actualization, and a global sense of unity, similar to a religion.
And so, I know Kanye has this line, and sometimes, I feel like, for myself, I was a person who, when I was young, I was Catholic Christian, but as I got older, as I got to be like 8, 9, 10, like it just didn't really make sense for me, and I sort of strayed away from it. And for the longest time, like I would have thought God isn't real, XYZ, but I think through my own personal experience, like I started believing in like a source of higher power through hip hop, and like I know that a lot of people would be like, huh? And I wouldn't have understood it unless I experienced it myself. But it's like Kanye has this one line that I think about a lot where he says, is hip hop just a euphemism for a new religion? And I sort of wonder, like, if hip hop is religious, if it does come from the same place and have the same sentiments of religion, even if it doesn't try to use it with the same institutional power that we'd see bigger religions, I wonder why it's so often painted a different way. Like, why is hip-hop seen by so many people as just violence and hatred and negativity when it has all these aspects of positivity and community building and a lot of the same aspects that religions have?
Yeah, that's such a powerful tension, and I think a lot of it comes from the fact that hip-hop was born in these marginalized spaces, places that were often overlooked or criminalized. And so a lot of people only see the surface, like the struggle, the pain, because that's what's been magnified in the media. But if you're really in it, if you listen closely, it's also about resilience, about community, about truth. So I think it's that disconnect. People don't always look in the same direction or spend the time to see the deeper layers.
You got anything to say? So when I hear that, I guess I sort of wonder, like, is there a way? Do you think that there's a way, Chat, that we could get people to be interested in these layers? Get people to see it for what it is, not for how it's been painted.
Yeah, I think there is, and I think it really comes down to storytelling. Like, not just making music that's deep, but also sharing the journey behind it. So if you do interviews, if you talk about what the lyrics mean to you, if you build a whole narrative around the project, then people start to see it as this whole universe. And that's when the layers come alive, when they feel like they know you and they know the world you're building.
Okay, I want to also add on to something that Chad said for that last question. We have to also understand that like hip hop, for the black culture at least, is a almost like a historical like record keeper in a way. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta understand that like, because of what she said with like everything being in like these marginalized areas and things of that nature, our expression came through hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Us being, you know what I'm saying, going through every fucking struggle that we've ever been through. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be talked about the way we talk about it, you know what I'm saying, through hip hop, just because it's like how most of us are comfortable enough to express it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if the media is already projecting that towards everything that is black, you know what I'm saying, and then hip hop is predominantly black, they're gonna do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at how they did Ja Morant for just doing the fucking gun symbol thing. Yeah. Like let's be fucking real, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very unfortunate that that's what the reality is.
And so when you say that, what it makes me think about is this idea that like, and throughout history, like if we take it away from the modern context, throughout history, the people who are in power have always controlled the narrative to keep people in check, right? Yeah. And so I guess sort of I have a couple things to say about this. One, do you think that like hip hop, like the people who oh my God, guess who's fucking calling me? But the people who make, God, that's gonna throw me off. Chat, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're really onto something. Historically, the people in power have always shaped what narratives get told and who gets heard. So in a way, hip-hop is pushing back against that. It's a platform where people who are silenced are reclaiming their story, even if the mainstream still tries to control how it's framed. So I think by knowing that, it's even more important for us to keep telling these stories authentically, because they hold a truth that can't just be erased.
And then what that comes to my mind is like, why do the people in power think that Jesus Christ, right? Why do the people in power feel threatened by hip hop? Like, what about it? Well, because you know, it's these marginalized communities that like really don't have as much power as the billionaire government, right? So why do they feel so threatened by it? Why do they feel the need to taint this story?
Yeah, that's a huge part of it. I mean, I think hip hop is so threatening because it gives a voice to those who've been kept out of power. It challenges the status quo, it names injustices, and it creates a sense of self-worth that's not dependent on those in charge. So when something like hip hop starts reshaping how people see themselves, the powers that be feel like they're in control. And that's why they try so hard to undermine it.
All right, Hyfn, do you have any final things to say?
I think that this conversation with Chat has been amazing. We're gonna dig deeper into this on episode 2.
Yeah, no, Hyfn is definitely not a one-time comer. And you know, these always get sort of deep like this. That's why I really like them, is you can really get into topics, and sometimes I can't elaborate on it, but I'll say enough where Chat can pick up where I left off and run with it. Okay. So that's why it's really cool. And then also like, Chat always has something to say. Chat's never gonna be like, huh, what are you talking about? You know? But anyway, guys, thank you guys for showing up. This is Hyfn, baby, Eastside. Check out his music. I'm Siggy. Check out my music. If you dig where this conversation is going, subscribe, like, all of that. Thank you guys for popping out. It's Siggy. Peace.